From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today, exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week on Americana Outdoors, we're hanging out with Garmin's very own Danny Thompson. Now, normally when we see Danny, we're battling blistering cold winter weather up north while testing out the latest and greatest Garmin ice fishing units. But this time, he's made his way down to our neck of the woods in South Texas for some action-packed hunting on opening weekend.
So this is my first time down here in Southwest Texas, and it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum where I live, up where it's cold and we got ice fishing and that kind of stuff like we've done in the past. But coming down here, I mean, it's gonna be hot. The heat's gonna play kind of a factor with the whitetails. You know, we're looking, and there's gonna be a full moon this week. We're gonna have a lot of hot weather, but we do have some audads that are moving during the day. So I think we're gonna try to target those to start with and, you know, just kind of see how it goes from there.
For Danny's first sit, we're heading over to an area of the property dubbed the Creek Bend, where we've seen herds of audads milling about on the trail cams. Throughout his trip, Danny will be using the Garmin Xero A1i Pro bow sight, which eliminates the need to guess the distance to your target by automatically calculating the range for you.
Day one's kind of coming to a close here. We definitely had some action. You know, we had a giant access buck come in, which was just beautiful. We had a perfect wind right in our face, but you know, hunting is hunting. We just didn't have any of them big audads or whitetails come in tonight, but we'll give it a try again tomorrow. All right, well, here we are. First morning, second day of the hunt, and we're gonna head out to a spot that's got a little bit of water. We've got a lot of heat, a little bit of humidity this morning, so some of these animals may be coming into the water, kind of going through pictures and just trying to pick the best spots. And so I think we're gonna give that a try today and see what we can't find.
Well, hunt number 2 has reached its end with plenty of sightings of the exotic animals that Texas has to offer. But we're coming up just short of shot opportunities. As Danny regroups and thinks up a new game plan for his next hunt, let's learn about how he's been traveling between these hunting sites across the vast Texas terrain.
You know, one awesome thing about being down here, I love off-road. You know, I do a lot of snowmobiling and side-by-side riding and whatnot back home. And coming down here to Texas is such big properties. I mean, over thousands of acres here that we're hunting on, and being able to take these Yamahas on these roads has been just added to the experience. And we've got these Garmin treads mounted right on these Yamaha machines. We're able to navigate around safely, and they're such a great unit for hunting like this. We're able to save waypoints of all the different stands and also the camp and be able to navigate back and forth. So even if we had never been to some of these spots, we're able to find our way there and back and just kind of have that safety of having those features. And then of course the other thing is it's remote down here in Southwest Texas, and there's not a lot of cell phone coverage in some of these spots. It actually works with satellite communication, so even if we don't have cell phone service, we can actually communicate with these in-reach products like the tread that has it built in right from that unit, so we can send text messages or even reach out for help if we need it.
For the second morning of hunting, we're heading back to the skunk hole. With a water trough on site, the idea is this will be a key area we see animals moving through, and hopefully one of them will be a giant aoudad that gives Danny a shot opportunity.
After a few days, you know, like it's starting to wear on you. You know, it's hot out here. I mean, it's hot. Sitting in the blind, I mean, me and Kevin, we'd just be drenched in sweat by the time we sat down, starting to wear on you and just really starting to earn your keep, you know, and put your time in, hoping that something's gonna come out.
We'll return to the field in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
Third night, you know, we ride in on the Yamaha, kind of make the journey in. You know, it's not a long walk, but it's a long walk when it's warm out. So we kind of took our time, climbed up in the stand, got everything set, and just kind of settled in. I mean, it was no time at all, and it just seemed like there was some audads moving through the bush. And they were kind of feeding out in front of us for a while, and we're watching them, and I just kept staring over where they came from, just hoping that that big one would come out. And next thing you know, I look up and I just see these giant horns in dark rack, and I think I say right away, I'm like, there's a shooter. Oh, he's a good one. He's coming out. I'm gonna wait for a good quartering away shot. I didn't want to rush the shot. We let him kind of cross in front of us and settle in, and he kind of started feeding off to the side with the ewes, and I just didn't have a shot. I mean, he was facing straight at us, and you really need that quartering away shot. Smoked him. That's a big one. Yes. You got some good penetration there. Yes. He's bleeding good when he ran off. He's a good one. He comes around, he's got good chaps. Oh my God. Oh man, that is awesome. We've been sitting in this Texas heat for 2 days. It's been hot. We haven't been seeing much. And tonight it's like it just happened so fast. We were sitting here. It wasn't long at all. We had audads coming in, and he just came in slow like the big ones would. And I think I got a good shot on him. I'm pretty pumped. We gave him some time, called Wade, reviewed some of the footage, and it was a good shot. So we decided to kind of go in after him right away. We started tracking, and there was a lot of blood right away. We had great penetration. It looked like a great shot, but the blood started to slowly get less and less. And so we got to one point where we were just following tracks. And then we found the arrow, and when the arrow had come out, you know, it was kind of a good sign. We thought maybe that would help. And it wasn't, you know, 20 yards from where the arrow fell out, we finally found him. Oh, geez. You've seen him. He's right there. Wade. Oh, man. Thank you, man. Oh, gosh.
What a pretty one.
Dude, thank you, Wade.
That one's going to have some stories to be told.
I tell you what, that one's going to look good in the basement. Get that. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. That is awesome. Getting my hands on that aoudad was just unreal. I mean, I've never hunted anything like that. You know, back home, obviously, just hunting whitetails, and they just are a way bigger animal than I even anticipated. Big, beautiful chaps on this thing. It really was just such a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Congratulations, Danny. This is certainly one of the biggest audads we've ever seen on the show. As Danny and co. head in for the night, let's hear how he's enjoying his time down here at deer camp.
That whole night, just coming back and sitting back at camp, and just the whole experience so far has just been something that I just can't even say enough. I mean, the hospitality of everyone at camp, and the food, and the way everybody's just such great people, and just so fun to be down here. And, you know, just tops off the experience of shooting such a great animal. I mean, that aoudad was just huge in size, and I'm so excited about this whole hunt and just everything that went along with it.
We'll return to the field in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
All right, here we are. We're right on the brink of a cold front, and as all whitetail hunters know, there's nothing better than a cold front in October. So we're heading out here this morning. We're on a spot where there's a big whitetail with a bladed G2 that I definitely got my eye on. So we're gonna hunt that deer. We're gonna start here and just kind of start to pattern him and figure out what we can't do to get on him here over this cold front. So super excited about this morning hunt. Let's see what we can do. This was our first morning kind of going in and going after those whitetails, but there's a lot of pigs down here to the point where, there's too many pigs. And so Wade kind of had said, if you see a pig and you got a good shot, go ahead and take it. So this big pig comes in, and I mean, he's big, and of course we're eye level with him, so he looks even bigger, but this giant pig comes in and then he's alone. Big. What do you think?
Let's see if you got a shot.
I'm gonna shoot him. You ready? The great thing about this pig is when we shot him, he didn't make any noise at all. It's kind of like it was meant to be. He just ran off and laid down and didn't make any noise at all. So he didn't spook anything after we had shot him. It wasn't too long and we had a pretty nice 6-pointer come out. In fact, when I first looked over and seen him, I actually thought it was a better buck than he even was. And he kept looking off into the distance, almost like there might be more back there, something going on. So I just kept watching and watching. And next thing you know, I look up over my shoulder and there's a giant whitetail standing there looking right at us. And things got pretty intense from that moment on. Crazy. Oh, I don't feel good about that shot though at all. Not at all.
I couldn't tell. I was trying to move the camera.
I was shaking. I was waiting for him to stop, and I got to the window by the time I shot. Oh man, that's a big buck.
It's good deer.
The only thing is hopefully he was quartering away a little bit. That shot was bad.
Wait, I couldn't tell what hit.
It hit back.
Hit back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was shaking so bad. Oh, and then the stupid window. I almost should have waited for him to get to that window, but...
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Let's give him some time.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what he does. We can play the shot back here in a little bit and see.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
What a morning.
Dude, I'm dang near out of arrows. Oh man. Please. Oh, please make that shot good. Well, we gave that deer some time. Unfortunately, I mean, we looked at the tape and the shot is back, and the only thing we're hoping is he kind of leaned a little bit, and so hopefully that arrow had enough of an angle to get up in there and get some of the vitals. But I mean, we're gonna get out of here. I mean, a shot like that, you really got to give these deer some time. So we'll check and see if the arrow's laying there, but I think we're just gonna get out of here. We're gonna sneak out of here and give them plenty of time.
You got blood. Here.
So the arrow's got to be, oh, here's the arrow. There's a good chance that he was kind of quartering a little bit, but hopefully it got up in there.
That's it, let's back on out.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
We'll return to the field in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel. With furry paws and wet noses leading the charge, we're setting off in search of where Danny's whitetail may have bedded down.
So we gave the deer a lot of time, but rather than even chance it with the shot being so far back, we actually called in some dogs. He's got the Garmin's on the dogs right now, so we're kind of watching them, just trying to see what the dogs can find.
Okay,
So
here's the pig. That's a pretty good pig there.
So Caleb's actually running that way with the dogs right now. We did find the pig that I had shot earlier. The pig didn't go real far. Sounds like the pig's right here. Oh yeah, that's a good pig right here.
That's a good pig.
That's the one that came in right away this morning. Look at the tusks on that guy. One down, one more to go. So Caleb, how do you know, like, do the dogs do something specific when you know they're kind of on them? Or?
So you see the trail here?
Yeah.
Look on the screen. I mean, look at how tight. I mean, it's almost a straight, it's got a little wiggle all the way through it. But I mean, it's a pretty good straight line there. And you see how this earlier kind of scattered around when we first started here. See how it's just really tightening up.
So they smell it.
Yeah, so they're, and then of course we're following their line, and we walk right over a pile of blood. So they're on it.
So can we actually see on that Garmin unit if they find something? Do they kind of stop?
So it'll, yeah, it'll show up if they stop. Then this will indicate that they're, you know, static, and
okay,
we know that they've either got something they really like there, or they've got the deer. What we're walking right now is exactly where the dogs came through, and there's no deviation whatsoever. So this is exactly where the dogs came through. So you can just kind of be looking on the limbs or looking at the ground, and if there is any blood, like this right here.
Some blood right there?
Yep, and there's some more right here. Yep, got more blood here.
Oh yeah, we got some good blood there.
Yep.
Look at this right here. Seeing these dogs and how they work, it was amazing. I mean, you know, we got these Garmin collars on the dogs, and then the collars actually transmit back to a GPS tracker. So we're able to watch the dogs work right from the screen of the Garmin. It got pretty intense because I was kind of trying to talk to him, and this was my first experience with dogs. I said, well, how are we gonna know if they find the deer, they get on the deer? You know, I knew we could see him on the screen, but how would we know? And he said, well, you hear him start baying. Right there.
All right. Good dog. Good dogs. That's a pretty good deer. Pretty good deer, yep.
Oh, that was unreal. I mean, we literally, those dogs were right on the trail. I mean, brought us right to them. They picked off the pig first, the deer right after that. Dude, that's impressive. All right, let's take a look at this buck. Oh man, look at that. That is a nice buck there. Look at that. He's got some velvet on him still even. I mean, this is a great buck. I love these dark horns this thing has right here. See all them tines just kind of roll in like that. That's awesome. It's got some brow tines, little crab claw here, which is cool. Man, I couldn't be more happy than I am right now. Look at the velvet on this thing. Look at that. He's just shedding his velvet. Not that long ago, he's been rubbing a little bit, rubbing that velvet off. That is cool. Tell you what, the quiver was getting low this morning. We had that big pig come in, then we had this whitetail come in, and that pig we got's a big one too. I mean, we're gonna be pulling a lot of meat out of here this morning. You know, coming down here to Southwest Texas has been just such an incredible experience. I mean, and obviously the hunting is a big part of it. I shot a great whitetail, great aoudad, you know, great pig. But I mean, just the time in camp and the similarities from, you know, being in the Midwest to Texas, doesn't matter where you go. Hunters are hunters, and telling stories and shooting bows, and just everything about this trip has just been so fun and just such a great experience.
A huge congratulations once again, Danny. We're thrilled you had such incredible hunts down here in South Texas. Next time we see you, we're sure we'll be bundled up for another round of ice fishing back on your own home turf. Hey, thank you for watching, and join us again next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.